Okay, so the real shit is like this. That the Rebbeinu Shalom wanted us to earn shleimus. You have to earn it. That's what we said in the previous show. You have to earn it. By definition, you can't earn shleimus because the highest grade you can get on the test of life is 50. Why? Because you can only have half the questions, half the challenges of life. If you get a test with only half the questions, the highest grade you can get is a 50. What does that mean in life? You only have half the questions. Well, it's because what are the questions on test of life? Those are your nisyonis, the things that come your way, or opportunities. If you're rich, if a rich person's challenges, will you be will you be arrogant? Will you give tzedakah? Will you get lazy? Will you be a snob? If you're poor, will you steal? Will you be jealous? Will you work hard? If you're smart, will you teach? Will you work hard anyway? Will you keep on learning? If you're not smart, will you persevere? Will you remain ignorant? Will you make fun of knowledge? You come from a broken home, a happy home, the right side of the tracks, the wrong side. Whatever you are in life brings with it a whole bunch of challenges. Life is full of challenges. But there's a mirror image of your challenges that you never had. And you can never have both. Even if you're 30 years old and rich and 50 and poor, you were never 50 and rich and 30 and poor. Everyone's life, if you think about it, is literally impossible to be more than 50% of the challenges of life. I just said it like this in the Ben Sayer Amira. That it'll never be. Why not? I said it here? I said it, so I'm going to say it again. What? Okay, so leave it. Yeah. What? You want to hear it? I'll say it very fast. The Sayer Amira is wayward and rebellious. What's the two things? Wayward means that he's kite, but he can't get up a shachar, he can't keep a seder, he has no tzura, he has no back, pachas kamayim, he has no tzura, he just flows like water. The sweetest people in the world are like this. But they have no boundaries, they have no gvul, they have no discipline, no structure. That's wayward. Rebellious is the opposite. He's mamish in your face, whatever you say, he fights, he has to pick a fight with everybody, it's fire and water. You can't be Sayer Amira. It doesn't exist. It's two opposite people. And the next thing the pasuk says is Zoylel v'soyve, a glutton and a drunkard. You can't be a glutton and a drunkard. A glutton's the Baal Taiva who wants to eat every meat board, every herring, every whatever. He just wants to eat everything in the world and drink everything. He wants to experience everything. The drunkard wants to feel nothing. He wants to check out and be numb as quickly as possible. You can't be a glutton and a drunkard. They're two opposite approaches to life. One guy's trying to live larger than life, and one guy wants to curl up into a fetal position and just check out. If he could shoot it straight into his veins, that's what he would do. He doesn't need to drink it. So Zoylil and Soive is the wayward and rebellious. You can't be wayward and rebellious. It's impossible. Mamela, the whole Ben Sura Moira is just a caricature. It's a musig of all of evil. So what's the purpose of teaching the God? There's a lot of ways you can explain it. The best way is, the simplest way is just that it's an unbelievable chizuk. You could be the biggest wayward guy in the world, never made a zman tefillah in your life. L'maisa, the worst wayward guy is the best rebellious guy. He has no rebellion in him. By whatever you were in life, you can never even be 50% drop. Because as you move to this way, the other way is better. Right? The biggest rebel in the world, you can never call him a chiller. He's not lazy at all. He's whatever you say, he's going to fight with you for 4 hours. He's not going to let you leave as long as it's impossible to be totally wrong. It's two opposite sides. That as you grow in this one's getting less. As you go, that's the
rebellion and chilling is a steerum.
What?
Rebellion and chilling is a steerum. Again,
depends how what you mean by rebelling. A lot of rebelling is I'm rebelling against Manim and Seder and this and that, so we call it a rebellion. But the guy who is just picking fights all the time and he can't let go, and he whatever you say, he says the opposite, and whatever, so it's a full-time job. That's not chilling. Yeah, we use the word rebel, right? Not
he can even think that he's chilling, but he's not really chilling.
What?
He could even think that he's chilling, but he's not really chilling because he doesn't know how to let things go.
The guy who just rebels against the mashgiach is a chiller. He's not fighting with the mashgiach. He's just hardy with the mashgiach. All right, whatever. We don't have to get hung up on this. The whole reason we're saying this is that it's impossible to have both jobs. You ask him, it's impossible to have all the jobs. So if the Rebbeinu Shalom wanted to give us a chance to shleimus, that's what. This is the reason why he had there's two different types of shleimus, two different types of ruchnius, and therefore he gave each half in the neshama. He divides the neshama in half, and he gives each half in the neshama half the job. So one half of the job has one. So what are the two halves? What do you call? We just made a list of 15 different things: rich and poor and smart and happy house, broken house. Really, it's only two categories. Can you figure out what the two categories are? If we would make a chart, so we all would agree, we would know exactly where to put it. You put rich here, poor here. Under rich, you put smart. Under poor, you put intellectually challenged. You put happy home, broken home.
Active, passive.
Athletic, what?
Active, passive.
Active, passive. What's okay? Why is it active, passive? It's I thought about what are the titles? What are the challenges of the two categories? The challenge of the person who's poor is passive, active. What is it?
It's passive. To be or not, to be passively not.
That's his job, is to be passive. What's the poor person's job? What's the uneducated person? The person from it's haves and have-nots. So what are the two jobs? What's the job? What's the avoida of the guy who's lacking, and the avoida of the one who's not lacking?
To be or not to be.
So what's the avoida? What's the avoida of the person who doesn't have it? It's very simple. Everybody wants to be sholim. So the person who's not sholim, their job is to achieve. If you visualize life as a ladder, so one guy's in the bottom, one guy's on top. The guy in the bottom, their job is to climb. The person on top, their job is to defend it. It's the same 100 rungs, just one person's judged by how much they climbed, no one by how much they defended, or what they did while they were up there. We'll see.
We're back to shoots and ladders?
Yeah. So far, no, just ladders. Okay? So, the Sawyer guy always wants to hear about shoots. You know? The chiller wants us to slide down, and the Moira guy wants the ladder. He wants to see what's on top. Like, what are they hiding on top? What's on the top shelf? And the shoots guy wants the only reason to go high is he gets to slide down along the ship. Okay, but what's the two jobs? What's the two jobs? So we consider like this. We believe that a woman is already created on top of a ladder. All the traits, what's the top of the ladder? She's richer than us, smarter than us? What does it mean? What's all those categories together? What's the ultimate top of the ladder? And it includes all good is godliness, most godly. All the midas the Torah uses to find the Rebbeinu Shalom, we believe that a woman is born with that from the time she was born. Sensitive, kind, deep, giving, sharing, selfless, patient. And we believe that a man is born with the absence of all those midas. Lazy, arrogant, lustful, pride, combative, all these things. It doesn't mean he's a Rasha and she's a Sadekas. Because the man is not punished for being born like that. What's the man's Avodah? Is after 120 years, the Rebbeinu is going to say is, so how many rungs did you climb up the ladder? And the woman's not rewarded for being born godly. After 120 years, she's going to be judged by how many rungs did you defend? Did the world succeed at cheapening you and schlepping you down? And this is the Avodah. Therefore, a man's job is, a climber's job is to defend. What do we call these? Because there's two different types of ruchnias. We use these words synonymously, but they're very different. The Rebbeinu Shalom is Kedusha and Tara. Kadosh v'Torah. They're opposites, Kedusha and Tara. You become Kadosh. You are Mekadesh something. You're Malin B'Kodesh. Kedusha is something you achieve. Tahara is something you defend. You preserve Tahara. You defend Tahara. A woman's avodah and godliness is Tahara, and a man's avodah is Kedusha. If the man succeeds at climbing the whole ladder, he achieves Kedusha. If she defends all her things, she preserves her Tahara. Together, this neshama is Kadosh v'Torah. Is both sides of Shleimus. Both sides, and that's the way you experience all total deservingness. Both versions of Shleimus, Kadosh v'Torah. You hear this? Okay. So therefore, now we start to plug in some real data over here. So, what's HaKadosh Baruch Hu therefore gives a man and a woman, each one drives. What's the drive you're going to give a man to help him climb the ladder? What's the Yetzer Tov? What's the best character trait, aspect of personality? If you at 0, you got to get to 100. What do you give somebody to that's going to be the Yetzer Tov?
Either ambition or jealousy.
Good, ambition, perfect.
Or jealousy.
Jealousy's okay. We're assuming there's other people. Jealousy is a little complex. It's maybe one niche of ambition mixed with other flaws. It's ambition when you think someone else has something and therefore you can't have it. You think the wrong guy got it.
Jealousy doesn't have to be.
Jealousy is a tiny subset of all ambition. It's ambition mixed in with a few flawed ideas. That there's a zero-sum game that I can't have it and he can't have it. We're both fighting over the same piece.
Because jealousy in terms of terror is never like
That's not jealousy. That's not jealousy. Cannot say things not. No, it's not.
That's the outlook that you're supposed to do.
The Ramchal says it straight up. He says,
You're supposed to be jealous.
and he goes, Ein ze mitama kina, asher nofal rak be, he says lower levels. He says, everyone's burned from his friend's chuppah is the holiest thing. It's similar to jealousy. Jealousy is, I wish I had what he had. What is it called? Nichve. I see my friend reach the darga that he raised in my mind the picture of shleimus. Now I want that shleimus. I don't want his shleimus. He showed me hasagas. Giving you new hasagas is not jealousy. Jealousy, you know what jealousy is?
I don't know if you can say this on tape, but they always say that the redheads, they should become shaykhim because
that's anger. That's not
anger,
jealousy.
but they say on the same time.
No, some traits have two sides.
Which will get
Yeah, but that's not jealousy.
On that side.
That's this. It's jealousy is a feeling like this. What's wrong with jealousy? Jealousy is a specific trait that
You
means.
shouldn't have it, and I should have it instead.
Oh, so what does that mean? Jealousy means that the Rebbeinu Shalom, you messed up. That's what jealousy is. Jealousy is saying the Rebbeinu Shalom, you're supposed to be a Melech HaMishpat, and you gave it to the wrong guy. That's what jealousy is.
Throws a wrench in, because officially all needs are supposed to have
I use this as a proof. I have a proof I use for atheists. The best proof. It saves the whole fight. When a guy's Talmud Drake up, and you don't want to, you realize he doesn't know so much, and you're not going to enjoy the fight, sometimes it can be very geschmack, but usually not. So I tell him, you know what, instead of proving you God, can we just save time and I'll prove that you're not an atheist?
Share number one.
I'll prove that you're already in Maimon once. I don't have to waste my time proving you God. You already believe in God just as much as I do. The guy goes, yeah, sure, prove it to me. I said, but you have to be honest. Because if you're lying, then I won't be able to do it. You have to promise me you'll be honest. And he goes, I said, can I test you? The guy goes, test me, yeah. Are you ever jealous? So the guy has to, can't lie. Yes, I basically trapped him. He's going to have to say, yeah, I've been jealous. So I'm using it as a test to see if he's honest. Everybody's jealous sometimes. He goes, yeah, I've been jealous. Okay, good. If you've ever been jealous, then you can't be an atheist. What's the definition? I'll show you. What's the definition of jealousy? What's the difference between jealousy and admiration? In both cases, you see someone who has more than you. 2 times, there's 2 guys, both of them, this guy's a bigger gvir, bigger lamdin, more successful, better shidduch, whatever it is that I have. Sometimes I admire him, sometimes I'm jealous. Can you figure out the variable that changes it? What changes that makes me sometimes jealous and sometimes admiring? What is it? What's the nakuda?
You feel shy to you.
I think you have to feel it's shaykh to you for both of them. If you don't feel it's shaykh or important to you, then you don't feel either one. You feel like, who cares? What?
I thought the Habshah made a mistake.
Why? Why? Before you're jumping already. What's the difference? Good. But what's the definition? What separates jealousy from admiration? I'll say a sentence. Finish it. Jealousy is the feeling you feel when what? Somebody has more? No, that's admiration too. I want to know the difference. Jealousy is the feeling I feel when someone blank has more than me. What's the extra word that doesn't exist in admiration, but only in jealousy?
Somebody else.
They're both somebody else. You admire someone.
Inferior?
2 guys you live in New Jersey and you have the same cul-de-sac, everyone has the same house. One guy sits in his hammock the whole summer, drinking martinis, and the other guy is working on his lawn and his flower beds and his things. Okay? So now, if the guy who worked hard the whole summer, his lawn is like a mess, and the guy in the hammock ends up with some beautiful lawn, he's not going to admire him. He's just going to be jealous. The other way around, the guy who worked really hard, and you were watching him the whole time from your hammock and making fun of him, like, go man, chill, and he has a beautiful on. Not going to be jealous of him. Jealousy is the feeling you feel when someone is undeservingly more successful than you. Admiration is the feeling you feel when someone is deservingly more successful than you. Does that test in your mind? Does that work? Is that accurate?
So does that mean that you should just try to always flip jealousy to admiration, and then
You can't if you do believe he's deserving or not.
You
Did
can
you
jealous
deserve it?
someone's success.
You can't lie to
You
yourself.
deserve it.
What?
Perhaps we could say.
You-
perhaps
what you-
because-
what you ask
Why
Kasha?
is
What's
it-
Kasha?
Why is it jealous?
I think you can jealous someone even if they're deserving. Like you would want that same success they have.
Because you are deserving. What do you do more than me?
You don't think that
No,
you
you-
shouldn't have it and you should have it instead. You think that you
Why
should
would
not
that-
fear that you don't.
Why does he
Who
have
decides
it?
who's
What
more
did he do
deserving?
differently?
Who decides?
Why
who's
would you
more
not call
deserving?
that jealousy? Because it's
It is jealousy. It is jealousy because he didn't do anything different than me.
Right.
So that's
It
jealous.
doesn't
That's
mean
not
he's
fair.
undeserving, you just feel you deserve it also.
That's undeserving. He's undeservingly
No, let's you
more
guys both were in the
successful.
same college, same class. got the same
Undeservingly
score.
more successful. He got more than me with the same
You
deserving.
guys both got the same score on the outside. He got into the college that you
So
wanted to
he
go
is,
to. And you didn't.
he is undeservingly more successful.
Right.
We both had the same thing. He got more. That's not fair. Like you could be, and sometimes you could come up with cases where the guy with the lawn could still be jealous because he could say, "How come this guy has more zitzfleisch than me? Why am I so lazy? I was born lazy." And then the undeservingly is a step earlier where he feels that I wish I had the kaiches to do my lawn. I was traumatized as a kid.
So he
This
could
guy's
be-
a schwitzer.
So you could be jealous.
He's not jealous that he's saying yeah, because he thinks it's undeserving. Even though this guy worked the whole summer and I didn't, he's undeservingly has more zitzfleisch.
So then it's not a clear difference between admiration.
No, I'm
and
saying it's
jealousy.
still undeserving. All jealousy is the feeling that someone didn't deserve this. If you feel that kumdem, I see why he did it, and I could have, and I didn't, and he put the effort in, and then you appreciate it, you
You can still
admire
be
it.
jealous of the fact that he has that disposition. He has
So that's
that talent, or
undeserving.
he has
So that's
that.
good. So that means it's still undeserving. It's not fair. It wasn't fair that he had those matanas that I didn't have.
So jealousy comes from a premise that life is supposed to be fair.
Oh, good. Well, yeah, you're saying is that's my proof. So anyone who is ever jealous in their lives, what is that proof of?
That they think it's supposed to be fair.
Not only do you believe in God, but you believe in a just God who's totally fair, and everything he does is fair, and this time he messed up. That's what jealousy says. If you don't believe in God, then you had no right to have an expectation of justice, of fairness. Who is jealousy aimed at? Who's the hergish of jealousy and not really that guy? Who's it aimed at? It's aimed at the distributor, whoever's distributing. Doesn't have to be God. If two kids come home from school one day, and the mother gives one of them milk and cookies, and the other one asparagus. So, who's it aimed at?
Law of entropy.
What?
Law of entropy.
Which one's entropy? Cookies or asparagus?
The one who caused it.
What? Oh, no, okay, I'm saying the mother, right? It's the distributor, right? So it's aimed at. So jealousy is the feeling that you were supposed to be just and you messed up. Anyone who's ever jealous in their lives is a maiman. Not just a maiman. You believe in God, you believe in total hashkacha, that there's a God, God controls everything, and he's totally fair. If you don't believe in those three things, then you can't be jealous. In order to be jealous, you had to have an expectation that there's someone totally in charge of every single thing in the world. He's always totally fair, and this time he messed up. That's what jealousy is.
Why can't it be luck?
What?
Why can't it be luck?
Then you're not going to be angry at anyone because of luck. There's no one to be angry at.
Not even jealous.
Well, jealous. I'm jealous. No one to be jealous at. You can't be jealous to luck.
So who said jealousy is a feeling that's towards something or
Right,
someone?
jealousy.
Maybe
That's what it
jealousy is a bad midah that people have.
Everyone learns a lot.
Okay,
thing.
aimed at what? What is it? Analyze it. You can test it. We've all
aimed
felt
at-
this. We know what it is.
I'm gonna be devil's advocate. It's aimed at nothing, and that's exactly why jealousy is such a damaging midah, because it's not at anything. It's just
What is that?
external unhappiness and unsatisfaction.
It's not what it is. Not what it is. Jealousy is a feeling that this is not fair. And it was supposed to be
If a person's on a
fair.
jury and he walks out and he feels like the judge that the
The
ended
judge.
up being unfair.
Yeah.
Is he jealous? Does that go together? You can think something's unfair and not be jealous. You can be jealous and not think something's unfair. No?
Well, because he's not. Judge court doesn't work there. It's not what you wanted and he wanted, but it's a resentment to the judge. It's a feeling that the judge messed up. The feeling he has is aimed at the judge. That's who it's aimed at, or the jury, or the people who wrote the law books. But whoever bar'avelt him is a feeling that someone bar'avelt me. In the case of jealousy, you hear the proof? I don't think there's a way out of this. I think it's true. A true atheist cannot be jealous. He has no expectation of justice, and therefore just everything that's what it is.
Why can't the atheist believe in luck?
What?
Why can't the atheist believe in luck?
He could. Then he won't be jealous.
He's jealous that this person got
He's
luckier
jealous
than
this
him.
guy's luckier than him.
What?
He should be more deserving of this luck. Now you want to say that the luck is technically a weird.
In order to
definition
be
of God.
jealous, you have to believe that
different.
someone's distributing luck unfairly.
I thought it's a weird translation of
You
God.
just added an extra step by saying the word luck. You added an extra step. You just added the step called luck.
Exactly.
The bottom line is that
I'm
you.
not an atheist, so yeah.
I'm saying an atheist. But I'm not saying you're not giving an answer. You're just kicking the can down the
If I
road.
would really believe down this road, I would be a full-fledged atheist and we'd have a great conversation right now.
Okay, good. So
And we
then.
can prove to you that you really do believe in God.
Okay, so you're on my team. The answer to an atheist is you're not an atheist if you're ever jealous. It's a very short way to save the whole debate of atheism, because nobody in the world is not jealous. Everyone's been jealous, and therefore everyone believes in God, who's fair, and they believe that he messed up one time. It's very, very powerful.
Back to men and women.
What?
Back to men and women.
Back to men and women. So how do we
Guys
get
need
there?
ambition. Guys
What?
need ambition.
So guys, the Yetzer Tov, how do you get to jealousy?
Someone said ambition is jealousy.
Jealousy and jealousy. So this is.
No,
what
we're
you-
say words here.
No, we're trying to find new horizons in this talk. Okay, I can do the whole talk in a few minutes. So, guys, a guy's Yetzer Tov is ambition. So, what's his Yetzer Hara? If it's a ladder, you got to climb to the top. So, the best thing you can have is ambition. It's very deep to notice. The Yetzer Tov is ambition. Most people would say the opposite. Most people think drive and ambition is the Yetzer Hara. It's interesting. You'll flesh it out more soon. But I'm saying the Yetzer Tov is ambition. Okay? What's the Yetzer Hara? What? Fancy words. Okay, you could say lazy. You could do that. Okay, you don't need to like reinvent the wheel. Okay, but nice. Okay.
Testament.
Okay, what?
New Testament.
Okay.
KMG
Yeah.
guy.
Okay, laziness. It's not sloth. It's slothfulness. Right? But fine. But good. So laziness. To over. So what? Well, lethargy is a reason. Like it's one subset of laziness, right? Of weakness. But here, so bottom line is just for now, you can oversimplify every man who ever lived as the struggle of ambition versus laziness. For our purposes now, we'll say the Yetzer Tov is ambition, the Yetzer Hara is laziness, and that's the eternal machlek. The truth is, there's a few extra steps in laziness we did in an earlier share. We showed that laziness is really a fear of failure, and the fear of failure really comes from shame. We go out much deeper into it in previous year. Remember that? You know what I'm talking about? But for now, we can call it laziness and ambition for this year. What?
Or shame.
Right.
Or just lazy.
No, laziness comes from a fear of failure. You can imagine it yourself. We proved it. Laziness is not just a fear of failure, and the fear of failure comes from shame. So ultimately, what the whole, yeah. So that's what everything comes from. But for now, laziness is fine. Laziness versus ambition. Let's do the woman's side now, because we have to differentiate. So what's the woman's Yetzer Tov? She's already born holy. So what's her drive?
Stay home.
What?
To be.
To be what?
Just to be.
For us, it's to lift to curl the weight, and for her, it's to keep holding it up.
So what trait? What character trait does that to be?
Resilience?
What character trait? It's a good answer. What drive? What's a drive that a woman has?
Grit.
Self-respect.
Good answer. Good answers. It's like when I explained to groups, I used to do a lot of talks for singles, older singles in Manhattan. So, and after the shir, the women would come up, not to say how good the shir was, they would come up to say, so who do you know from me? That kind of thing. So I would say, so you have to fight back. You say, not fight back, you have to kick the can down the road, like, what are you looking for? Now there. So what do they say? What do you think a 30-year-old woman in Manhattan? You have a great apartment, everything's great. Best friends, best clothing, best job, best apartment. They have a good life, except the one big thing they're missing is a chassan.
Successful, 6'4".
So what do they? So that's when they're 21. When they're 21, they're saying
Something to be careful
6'4",
of.
good teeth, whatever they say, What do they say when they're 30, 28?
Just
Smart,
Cared for.
funny,
What?
Guys got room.
You'd be surprised. It's so not romantic. What's the answer?
just a normal person.
Reliable.
Dude,
They say stable and secure, mature, grown up, not a head case, not a boy, a man, grown up, responsible, stable.
A few years too late for that. Right?
that's all. I mean, we also look for the same thing. It's just an FFP,
Maybe.
female from birth.
Here. But he's basically stable and secure. It's the opposite of romantic, but stable and secure, responsible. Because they go out with so many head cases. So that's the teretz. The teretz is, what is the drive? If you're born already tar, you're already on top of the ladder. So what is the holy drive? If you're born on top of the ladder, the drive to security and stability is the holiest drive in the world. It's a relatively holy drive. If a man would have a drive for security and stability, it would be a disaster. We'd sit on the couch drinking beer, saying, I hope nothing ever changes. Just crazy gloomy down right over here, But if you're on top, if you're already a ruchni, right? If you're already holy, then security and stability is amazing, right? Does that make sense? The major drive in a woman is a drive for security and stability. They want their house, they want to be defined, they want a place. That is a taitzah, the fact that they're already there. Then it makes sense why it's a good drive. What's her Yetzirah?
Good out there.
Well, what's the opposite? What?
Shoot.
Hmm?
To shoot.
To shoot?
Shoot.
What's the desire for the shoot?
Be feminist.
What?
Empowerment to be out
A
there.
man is ambition versus lateness. It's perfectly symmetrical. What's the woman? Stability, security versus what? What's her other voice in the
Yeah.
head? What?
Yeah.
What's the drive? What kind of drive is that? They have a drive for chaos? So first let me think of your site. Good your site for dating. This is the most dangerous part of this year when I get to this point. Because you can't say to any group with his women, you can't say anything negative. You lose the entire crowd. On a guy, you could say 1,000 insults. And you say one thing, well, it might see you have potential. Whatever. You say something good, and that's all he remembers. You rip him apart for 20 minutes, and you say, well, it might see you got this. And then he goes, he's like, he thinks like you're into it, like my Rebbe thinks I'm the greatest, On a woman, it's the
Yeah, we
opposite.
forget very fast. What happens?
What?
What is it? We forget very fast. That you just.
No, we don't mind. We'll see. I'll explain it soon. I'm gonna explain how it works in a minute. On a woman, you can say 1,000,000 milas. Everything amazing. You say one chesaron.
You don't have to say it. You just have to make a face.
You have to, and it's over. It's over. It's literally. This is a very important side you have to know. So in this year, I learned. I did this year. You cannot say what. Even can't even say what the Yitzhar is. You can't even say. So I just say a scenario. Here's how I say it. I let them come with their own word. If every girl wants a guy who's stable and secure, so then how come if you go to any bookstore and you go to the romance novel section, how come there's never ever been a romance novel with an accountant on the cover? What's with the pirate? Like the guy, where's the stability and security? Like he hasn't had a haircut in 8 years, doesn't own a shirt. Like what's this other thing going on? So it's very deep. Just for now, I'm just going to say the word. It's like fantasy, mystery. On a man, it's ambition versus laziness, and her it's stability versus fantasy. It's a whole other trip. Okay.
Why are we just focusing on what she wants in a spouse, as opposed to the guy where we're focusing on like what his drive is?
No, her drive. We're focusing on both. Her drive is. I just use it as a marshal. Her drive is not just on the guy.
Stable?
Stability and
Well, she doesn't
security.
have to change.
She wants to have a house. She wants to have a place. She wants to organize her shelves. And everything perfect. And they dream about how everything is organized and perfect and designed. It isn't forever. And the guy just feels like so trapped.
And what's the flip side? The woman, what's her flip side? What is she like? What the drive to be just
This
totally?
whole mystery, unknown, don't tell me things. Like, you buy a gift and you want to give them a hint what's in there because you can't wait till Hanukkah. And they don't tell me, I want to know. They just don't want to know. They just want They want to be teased. They want. What's romance? It's all like this
Fantasy, like
drama. It's like
Drama and tease. Yeah.
what?
Drama and tease.
How does that fit with stability? They want things undefined. They don't want to know. They want to think. They want it to be like loose and undefined, and it's very
They also
deep.
want you to be stable.
It's very deep. This wasn't the part of the shit I want to get nitty gritty. I just
That
want
is-
to
that
I
is
just
fine.
want to
You have
lay
women
out
that are
First of all,
control
that
freaks.
is-
what.
You have women that don't like surprises that are control freaks.
No, that's only
That's
because of
excessive.
the weak links in their lives, the men who they're control, the people who will ruin their stability and security, and they don't need you ruining their stability and security. What are you asking? The control freak is a raya, not a kasha. The control freak is an overstatement of their Yetzer Tov, their need. Right, we're saying the Yetzer Hara.
Security and safety.
Right, yeah, the need to make sure that you don't jeopardize their situation. But we'll see. We'll see. This is not the point. I just want to give a skeleton now. We're going to have plenty of time to rip this stuff apart. I just want to give more data. What?
They only like mystery when there is stability because they're floating on the edge of the unknown while they are stable.
Maybe not. Maybe you could have it.
Stable psychosis.
You've not been dating.
which is-
No, there are people who can't get married. There are women who can't get married because
Single for a reason.
no, there are people who can't get married because they can't. Whatever it is, it's unhealthy. Like anything, the Yetzer Hara, the Yetzer Tov, which one rules you is separate issues of why someone listens to one voice over the other. Both voices exist. What makes you choose one or the other is a different discussion. Right now, I'm just describing the parameters. It's supposed to be just a skeleton at this point. Based on this little bout of information, you can really answer most of the basic questions people have on gender roles in Judaism. Like all the differences in mitzvahs and stuff. But the answer to all the mitzvah questions is the taina that women have is a very legitimate taina. Like why does Hashem give men all this cool stuff and we don't have any of this? Like we get challah, hadlakas in there, like a few mitzvahs and all the good stuff. What's the answer? It's a legitimate question. It's not a feminist question. It's a justice question. You invite kids to your kid's birthday party and you give out peklach, and one kid gets lollipops and chocolate and another kid gets asparagus, right? So that's not fair. So why are the women supposed to accept the asparagus? So what's the answer? The answer is you're making a mistake. Mitzvahs aren't prizes. They're tools. Mitzvahs are tools to help you in your job. The woman's job is to defend her Torah, and a man's job is to achieve Kedusha. And that's why there's two types of mitzvahs. The men have mitzvahs aseh. The mitzvahs aseh are the steps up the ladder, and the women don't need those mitzvahs because they're already there. They have the mitzvahs lois aseh, which is don't fall. They're tools. It's very simple. Could a woman do the mitzvahs aseh? She could do them all she wants. She's not mitzvah. She doesn't need them. The mashal I use is a very cool mashal because in colleges you have to, at this point it's a little too technical, so you have to get everyone's attention. I say, imagine Michelle Obama. I own a tanning salon, and she walks into my tanning salon. I look at her and I go, am I a racist? Is that racist? I don't do that look for white people. Michelle Obama walks into my tanning salon, I look at her like, is that racist? What's the answer?
I don't think so. But bringing up the example that makes you racist, maybe.
He's always the most caring, sensitive guy there. He doesn't want anyone's feelings hurt. He's a tzaddik. He's amazing. Can I put your name in here for anybody's watching it?
Yeah,
Okay.
You can write it to one of the ghosts.
It's amazing. But first of all, we'll see. Let's flesh it out.
Like and
Maybe you'll
comment-
take it
like and
back.
comment for
I hear where you're
everybody.
coming from. Is it racist? Why is it not racist?
Because you give the same look to a bald guy walking into a barbershop.
Exactly.
You know?
Why? It's not racist. It's that Michelle. I'm so flattered you chose my establishment. Like it's so cool. Like it's just. Do you know what we do here? You have that covered. They want what you got. This is not necessary. If you want, I'll take your money, take a picture, sign my dollar, hang it on the wall. Can I take a picture with you? It's not racist because it's not a bet. What?
Different levels of black.
Okay. Now we're getting racist. Okay. The racist thing is where I go, but you know what? Like maybe she's just trying to get away from her husband.
You're gonna get demonetized.
Like just wants to hide from her husband for 5 minutes. Get me one of those booths. Tell them I'm not here. You know.
Wait.
No, so it's the same. It's the same thing with the women's mitzvahs. The Torah is not being sexist. The Torah is saying that you already the women aren't given tefillin and tzitzis because you already got that covered. These are tools that men need to achieve to get to certain places in ruchnius. You're already there. That's the best mashal. The mashal is that all the positive mitzvahs are props, tools to help a man get into his zone. Be kaina midah that women and innately. You know
Shouldn't
what?
women be the leaders then?
We'll start.
what's wrong?
What?
Why women should be the leaders to show the men?
Well,
where
we'll
to
see.
be at.
We'll see. So much to do. We got stuck in a lot of places, so we hardly covered anything. Let me just give you a couple of proofs, and then we'll end one. I want to just prove because at this point I didn't say anything really so much, but I wanted to show you because what I'm saying is very, it's a little radical, right? To say that men, into secular for sure, that they want to say that men and women are the same, and I'm going to say not only are we different, we're literally we're opposites, total opposites. So here's my proofs. I'll give you a few proofs. Quick, we'll do them quick. Proof number one is it helps if you have women in the room, then the proof works better. You get to see the reaction. But when you tell a man, you know, I look at him, I go like, I don't know, I'm not going to do guinea pigs, but you tell a guy, you have, okay, I'll do it. Yeah, I wanted to tell you this last week already, but Lemaisa, you have serious potential. Not stop. I don't throw that around easy. You've made major potential. We love that. Let me give you a piece of advice. Never say that to a woman. Okay? You're playing with, you can't imagine fire.
You're telling them you're lacking.
What?
You're telling them that they're lacking.
So the reason is because when you tell a woman that she has potential, now how's that an insult? When I say it's the room of women, everyone gasps. Like even asking the question
It
is
means
like,
you're not there.
but I want to show you even further. I want to show you more. How extreme it is. You see, you could be like totally amazing and still have potential. If you're insulted by the word potential, which every woman is, there's only one thing that you must have believed, that potential is an insult. Because you could be super duper like amazing and still have potential. So you wouldn't be insulted. If you're insulted, it means you believed what? There's only one word that makes potential insulting. What's that word?
Lack.
They're on top of the ladder.
Which is what?
Incomplete.
No, but what must have they have believed? What must they have believed that they were insulted by
They
potential?
were perfect.
Perfect. The only way that potential is an insult is you think you're perfect. So if every woman is insulted in potential, it means every woman believes she's perfect. It's a crazy thing, but it matches exactly what we're saying. If a woman is
doesn't go well when there's women there.
no women here, the terrorists they like they
It's true. We're not saying the delusion.
I'm just saying my whole system that women are Tara, they're really born godly. That's the only explanation that it's not like delusional sick.
There's
That
this
they think they're
famous
potential.
podcast where they have a bunch of women with room temperature IQ that all look like doorknobs, and they ask how like rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 on attraction, and I'm like I'm a 10, and they're like max a 2 on a good day.
Okay, well I'm not talking about
Same
looks
thing.
I'm not talking about looks over here. Talking about
Side
I
topic.
What's
think
up with that?
What do you
What?
watch?
What's up with that?
Stop what's on your head, no?
Whatever pot.
It's dark inside.
we'll have to figure out what's up with that another time. But that's
Are they right
now
though
what
thinking that they're perfect?
yeah, well, from our standpoint, it is insulting because when you tell a woman she has potential, you know what you're saying? You're saying, I think you fell a little bit off the ladder, but you have a very good chance at recovery. It's a terrible insult. That's what you're saying. See, a man loves being told his potential because we have no illusions that we're on top of the ladder. You don't have potential.
We're more
means
realistic about
you're
ourselves.
saying, my Zachris, I am a climber. You're saying you have climbing skills. You have what it takes. For a man, potential is the ultimate validation. Well, how we're defined is as ladder climbers. You know, besides, there's an extra shtick. There's an extra knetch, rabbis, chever. There's an extra knetch that normally in life you have to choose between ambition and laziness. Yitzhak. You can either get out of bed and have ambition, or you can lay in bed and be lazy. There's one word that allows you to satisfy both at the same time, and that's potential. You can lay in bed and do nothing, but Lamaisa, I'm number one at potential. You know, it's a gimmick that allows you to satisfy your ambition without impinging your laziness. It's a specifically appealing shvach for a guy. Okay? For a woman, it's a terrible insult. That's proof number one. So you know that's a proof? I'm saying the only way this makes sense, this crazy reactions, this isn't the firm reaction. The most secular woman doesn't want Yeshiva's potential. And the most secular man has no problem with it. Because it must be that the only way you can explain this, you see it like we're saying, Klusha Tara. Next thing, you want to buy a gift for a man. You know what the secret of buying a man a gift is? The more stuff it does, the better. The more attachments, parts, selection. Swiss Army knife. Everybody, who's Swiss Army knife has more blades, right? Everybody. The other guy has the USB thing now. The new one. It's like a flat. We had scissors and lasers. Built it. All these cool stuff. What? Whatever it is. Tool sets with parts. You know what the secret of buying a woman a gift is?
Sediment.
If it does anything of function whatsoever, it's a disaster. It has to have zero utility at all. Chocolate, flowers, jewelry, literally no function. How do you explain this? Very simple. A man is a climber. The more equipment I have, the heavier it is, the more metal it is, the better chance I have of getting the job done. Everything is the right tool for a certain job. When you give a woman something that does something, what are you insinuating?
You need help.
You need some help, you know? And anything you buy is dangerous, you know?
You bought me a vacuum.
A blender, a vacuum for sure, but a blender, like, I had chunky smoothies. Like, who had smoother smoothies? You know? Like, whatever is, by definition, it's the truth is things have, I'll give you a good way to see it. Like, things changed a little bit. Like, when I was dating 1,000 years ago, you couldn't buy technology for a woman because it was called a personal digital assistant, an organizer. So if you gave a woman a Palm Pilot or whatever, it was like, oh, I'm the one who's late. You're the one who's always late. You're the one who never remembers anything, you know? So today, though, you could. Today, you can buy women Apple products, only Apple. Because Apple is more like jewelry. It's an accessory. See,
The less it does, we're saying.
yeah, because what's the Vart? What's the Vart of jewelry? So the man's side is the more it does, the better because you have a job. What's the woman's side? Is you want to give her something that does nothing. The secret of buying a woman a gift is this: what it says. I want to buy. You're amazing. I love you. Whatever the heritage. I want to buy you
can't
something.
make you better.
But you're already perfect. That's what I'm going to give you. So I'm just buying you this to frame your perfection, to beautify your perfection. Flowers, something just to shine a light on it. That's all it is. You're already perfect. That's the secret.
Buy tequila? No.
Give me to the last two proofs. This one do very fast.
So that's why they like the mystery.
We'll see. I don't know. I'm not tying it
Us men
together.
know what we're missing.
The third proof is when I was a kid, we had neighbors who had they had a toy store at the fairings, and they got like every toy in the world. When they grew up and they moved away, we got all their stuff. They had every G.I. Joe action figure with all of the accessories. And then we got all these, like one night we got all these like G.I. Joes. It was amazing. And the old G.I. Joes, they weren't like the plastic ones. They had real beards with fuzz on their faces, like
Carcinogenic.
and they what?
Carcinogenic.
Who?
Real carcinogenic.
Oh, who they were, yeah. I don't chew on them. We never chewed on them. I don't know whoever tried that. That's messed up. Like, what would make someone chew on a GI Joe doll? Don't tell me. I don't want to hear. You deserve mouth cancer if you chewed on a GI Joe doll. Okay. What's But they all came with scars built into their cheeks. Everyone had each one had a different scar. It's like really cool, like in the skin. They never made Scar Barbie. There's never Scar Barbie. Why not? Because we intuitively know there's two different types of yoifi. The beauty on a woman is flawless, perfect. The beauty on a man, his scars are amazing, calluses, because it says he's a climber. There's two different types of yoifi. Okay? The last proof is it's mamish. This proof is, I'll end with this with it's mamish checkmate. Like if anyone is on the fence, this is the most amazing proof. If you ever saw a movie or read a book or whatever, or know someone who once saw a movie, they told you about it, or you watched over the shoulder of the guy next to you on your LL flight, on the way to Israel. So every movie that ever had like a shalom bayis situation or book, anything, they always go the same way. It's a cliche. Here's what happens in shalom bayis things. They sit down with the therapist, and the therapist listens to the woman. What's the problem? She goes, we're married 15 years. He didn't change one thing. Not one thing in 15 years. And then when it's the guy's turn, they say to the guy, what's your story? What does he say? He goes, she's not the woman I married. Let's analyze those two phrases. When she says we're married 15 years, he didn't change one thing, what was her assumption going in?
change.
She's going to grow, it's going to change. She married him, why?
Potential.
He had potential, and he's going to change, and he didn't. When he says she's not the woman I married, what was he hoping for?
Just to stay the same.
Exactly the same, and she didn't. This isn't a from quote. This is every movie ever. Everyone knows these two lines. Is it possible to say these lines without mamish? The prerequisite to these lines is you have to mamish see the world through those Torah eyes of Kedusha and Tara. That's how I see it. So this is the start. This is just, it's not even heavy yet. This is just the framework. But it's a good place to stop for part one. But you hear it? Any questions? There's a lot of very important questions that you should be asking, but okay. Number one, I'll give you what to think about question. Stopped already? Mm-hmm. The question is, so if a woman falls, does she have to do mitzvahs asay then?
She already has to do mitzvah say, as long as it's Shalais Magrama.
Okay, so you should have asked that also. That was another
I
question.
didn't want to set you off.
Thank you.
What?
I like you never set me up before. you have like a threshold of how far off you can send me in 1 week.
Yep.
Okay, we're good for 2 months now.
Short credit for a while.
I hear, but that's a legitimate question also. Mr. Sheisman Grama. So I'll just say that for now. I'll answer Mr. Sheisman Grama question. It's very smart to answer. What if you could give a guy, like it was one of those games, like where you get like you're searching like a video games, or you search for more ammunition or more food or whatever. You have to. What's the greatest thing that a man could have? The greatest discovery, greatest asset in his journey to shleimus. You could pick any one thing to give him.
Gold.
More money, more smarts, more tools.
Here.
What is the greatest?
Wisdom?
More wisdom, more strength. You know what the greatest gift is of all of them? All those things have more time. If you have to climb a ladder, the more time you have, time allows you to recycle your money again, reinvest it, your intelligence, your muscles. You can use your stuff over and over again. Time, if you have to get somewhere, the more time you have, the better. You hear? A woman, what's the worst thing for her? Why?
Opportunity to slip.
Because she has to hold on. So literally, the best place to understand the difference in men and women in life is their attitudes towards time. Time is man's ally. We look at time as our gift because it allows me to, the more time, the more change, the more climbing. A woman, it's her enemy. Because she's got to hold on. She's treading order. The longer she has to hold on, time is her enemy.
Rush?
What?
So who's in a rush? How does that play out?
Well, the rush could be both be in a rush.
Right.
If you have ambition and you're in a rush, so it's good. But you see time as an ally. You want to know stuff, you know?
And they want to waste time?
What?
How does this play out in the real world? If
Time is the man's
ally
friend and the woman's enemy?
I think it's the opposite.
How does that play out?
Women hate time as a woman's enemy. Their fight, life is their clock is ticking. They're up against
Yeah, but you're
time.
giving more things to do. You're
makes
giving the
it-
guys more things to do.
We want more.
So we want more and more time. We're looking for time. Give me more time, man.
At a bar for the rest of your life. How long do you want your life to be? Not long at all. Okay.
Yeah. Anyways,
Does that
so
mean
it's
like
part-
guys want to have extra time, ladies don't want to have extra?
What?
Like guys want to have extra time and women
A
don't?
woman probably wants more time so she can get her husband and kids in shape. She has more stuff to accomplish in her family.
So
But woman wants time. She's measuring her life by how much she. We'll get there.
The woman's famous last four words.
That's what.
I can fix them.
Right. We'll see. Maybe she could. Maybe she can't. But I'm saying first we have to totally understand men and women, and then when we have them our rights, then we can figure out relationships and what the implications are to each other, knowing what we know. This way, you know what I mean?
Dating always need more time.
What?
Dating always need more time.
Is that true though? You
Okay, we're done. So anybody wants to go?
Scott, great stuff.